Yeah, tip your cap to um, Jason Kelly, their pitching coach, and he cut us up. You know, he made us not have very good at bats and approach. It was a frustrating night for us offensively, and it seemed like we had the at bats that got away from us most frequently were RBI at bats, and that makes it doubly frustrating for the players. But we were trying to find the positives in it, and defensive plays, and base running, and whatever we can. The real positive is we figured out a way to win the game, and Kenyon bobbled a little bit, but showed great courage. And between Mercer, Zwetch, and Kenyon, that was the story of the game.
What changes did the offense try making when Washington pulled their starter after these 2 innings?
Well, that's been their deal. They start the left-hander for whatever reason, Michaels, and then they come in right behind him with Bremer. Um, he was a little different than he's pitched in the past against us. In the past he featured what I would call a slippery fastball. He still has the slippery fastball, but he's added a depth breaking ball and a good change. And our guys seem confused at the plate, and again, that's a tribute to their pitching coach and to him, and that's what good pitchers do. And he was a Friday guy last year, so he's really good. And uh, we often say good pitchers show up in the pack, and sometimes you got to win 1-0 or 2-1.
What do you like from Mercer tonight?
He competed. He really took offense to Jack Megg sticking his arm out or getting hit, and almost to a point where we had to really calm him down. And he didn't. His breaking stuff was not as sharp tonight, but his changeup was really a good pitch. So, you go from 93 to 84 with arm speed and location against a good hitting team. The last two nights it looks like they can't hit, but I think they're a really good hitting team. They put the ball in play. They use the whole field. And, we feel fortunate enough to win.
Was pitch count an issue at all? Because he was up there over 100.
Yeah, he was 108, and
Yeah.
we thought that was enough. And Coach Dietrich thought it was the right time. And again, having a good bullpen that we trust and rested. And some would say, why didn't we let Zwetch go to the ninth? But Kenyon's our guy, and even though he threw 25 pitches the night before, he's developing quite a reputation. Hopefully I don't jinx him, and he continues to keep it going like that.
What were you weighing on Matthews coming to bat?
Oh, the part of that was just a little bit of gamesmanship, really, Bob, to be honest with you. Not these guys, but there are some guys that will start, let's say, a left-hander if you're a platoon, or it juggles your lineup a little bit. They'll start a left-hander, throw to one hitter, and then bring the right-hander in, and now you're overloaded one way or the other. I thought Matthews was probably going to be that guy the whole time. There's nothing really lost by putting Peterson in that spot. Stanford does it. There's a lot of coaches now that Vanderbilt does it. A lot of coaches are doing that. If their DH is kind of a revolving door, in other words, there's bunting guys, there's hit and run guys, there's RBI guys, sorry. Gabe was going to do that all along, but it could be, down in the order. If you're going to, let's say you're going to use Gabe, he is capable of playing first. So if there was something unusual with nothing to lose, maybe we save Gabe to hit for somebody else because he's really going well, and that puts somebody else in the DH spot. We've got some other candidates, including Kenyon, to be a DH. Kenyon can, well, if you do anything but DH Kenyon, then you got a 9-player lineup, so it's more difficult that way.
Is that why you moved Spencer Steer up into the 2 hole because of the left-handed starter today?
Yeah, that's been our deal. Him and McCulloch switched the 2 and the 8 hole. That's what we've been doing. You just have to look at our splits. Our batting average versus left-handers has not been very good. We need to turn that around and work harder at that. When you have so many left-handed hitters, that makes some sense, but it's pretty drastic one way or the other. So we got some work to do to be a little tougher outs against left-handers, whether they're soft guys or power guys or whatever. We've run into some really good left-handers that have good breaking balls and stuff like that. So it's not just the hand they throw with. There's been some good ones. So, but that's a typical thing that we've been doing with McCullough and Steer.
You talked about maybe not pitching Yovan tonight. Did he say he was feeling all right, and how do you think he did tonight?
Well, that's what I talked to Coach Dietrich about. He's the one that puts the pitching lineup the way we put it up, and I asked him, are you going to close with Warren or Zwetch? And his comment was Kenyon's going to want the ball if it comes down to it, and sure enough, came down to it. So, like to have not used him, and you know, he's such a warrior and such a competitive kid that I would imagine if we're in a close game tomorrow, he's going to want the ball again.